She's incredible. Congratulations to her and her family, but she's phenomenal.
What she's done in the last 2 games, it's almost bizarre. I don't even know what to say anymore.
What did she just do?
Do I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry, or do I need to call Steph Curry?
Sid, is this year it for you?
Well, it's definitely it for USA basketball.
Caitlin Clark, the fast-rising WNBA athlete, one of the best in her division, will not compete for an Olympic medal in Paris this year. How did this come to be? We'll get into that, but the situation is further complicated by the fact that the legendary Diana Taurasi has been benched by severe injuries and a replacement is needed. To grasp the entire story behind this controversy, we need to take a closer look at the player's background as well as the consequences for Team USA and the motives that led to Clark's decision. Diana Taurasi, probably the most outstanding women's basketball player and one of the co-founders of the USA women's basketball team, has been plagued by severe injuries resulting in her effectiveness being in doubt just before the start of the Olympics. She was severely injured in her back, and her lower left leg is in terrible condition, affecting her playing capability. These injuries began on the 3rd of July when Taurasi was forced to sit out on a game with her team, Phoenix Mercury, owing to her backache. Nevertheless, another game was played on July 3rd, and despite her problems, she was able to contribute a lot to her team's win. However, this effort worsened her injuries, and she suffered a severe blow to her left leg and missed later games. The extent of these injuries has forced the Phoenix Mercury to make a decision not to play Taurasi in the remaining games of the current season. This was a big setback for the team, especially when they had their sights on making it to the playoffs. The lack of Taurasi is a major blow for the team given her proven experience and set of skills. Thus, this issue raised a lot of doubts about whether Taurasi could play for Team USA in the Paris Olympics. Now let's move to the young star currently wrecking the league, Caitlin Clark. Clark is a young, talented basketball player who received public attention through her performance demonstrating high skills and a desire to win. Born to play basketball, Clark started at a young age and rose to the popularity of this game with the ease of her talents. Dowling Catholic High School in West Des Moines, Iowa, saw her attain several achievements while in high school. Some of her awards include being declared the Iowa Gatorade Player of the Year multiple times. The stats and performances she exhibited were enough for the people to decide that she had earned a spot in the USA basketball team to compete in the Olympics. Due to the injuries of the Phoenix Mercury player Diana Taurasi, Clark was suggested to replace the player on the Team USA. Some considered this a no-brainer. Hummel pointed out that Clark was a scoring machine, a visionary, and a leader, which makes her perfectly fit for the position that Taurasi left. Though people were happy by the offer made to Clark, her decision to decline has left most people more puzzled and skeptical. One of the issues identified in this controversy is the bias made by Cheryl Reeve, the head coach of the USA women's basketball team. Far from a debutante, Reeve has been an enormously successful figure in women's basketball with several years of experience. These were her words to Nancy Armour of USA Today regarding bringing a newcomer onto such a big stage. "I've never been in the trenches with her, not even at a USA basketball camp." Reeves said that it is a huge thing to ask a coach that she must integrate someone she has never trained with. There are several views we could take for us to understand Clark's decision not to accept the offered position. Firstly, because it is socially unacceptable to compare oneself to such a great player like Taurasi, Clark might refrain from imitating her, rushing into a role that would seem not only to copy Taurasi's acts, but to dampen her accomplishments. Taurasi has been a part of Team USA for many years now, and she has without a doubt left her mark on basketball. Second, there could be this narrative where Clark is still a young star and might want to avoid implying any form of disrespect to a player who has blazed the way for the upcoming stars. The third reason could be the team factor regarding the cohesion and the relations between the athletes and the team. The interactions between a team is important in high-risk environments such as the Olympic Games. Taurasi has leadership qualities and well-defined experiences of teamwork that help her pull the younger players into shape. Clark may well understand that being a substitute for Taurasi may alter the teaming patterns. Thus, by rejecting the proposal, she could be trying to protect the unity and efficiency of the team, thinking that the ratio of experienced players to newcomers is vital for the team's success. This might also be due to her thinking that the only way to be valuable to Team USA is to make her way through merit, as opposed to inheriting someone else's position. From the business perspective, it is logical to include Clark in the team. She is arguably one of the most loved and followed players in women's basketball today, attracting huge crowds in arenas and media follow-up. Her fame should not be looked down on when thinking about the exposure and advertising value for Team USA. To have Clark on the team would increase the amount of fans the team gets and the amount of attention they get from the media. This factor is even more critical in the aspect of popularizing the sport and creating awareness of women's basketball around the world. Traditionally, the use of such popular players, even if they are not among the most productive at the time, has been used to promote the sport. For instance, the outstanding Connecticut College player Rebecca Lobo was included in a team that formed the 1996 Olympics and shaped the WNBA formation. Likewise, the selection of Christian Laettner to the 1992 Olympic Dream Team, which was every basketball fan's dream, may not have been a similar player type as the legends surrounding him. However, it made a lot of business sense. Clark's inclusion could therefore fit into this tradition and use her fan base to raise the recognition of Team USA and the sport. Many big names are part of the current Team USA that will compete in the Paris Olympics. Some of them include Brianna Stewart and Kelsey Plum. The issue that arises is whether Clark, as talented as she is and as popular, is ready to play with these players. Her decision to reject the offer could be interpreted as her evaluation of her level of preparedness and the team's working environment. It is necessary to point out the fact that Clark's statistics define impressive results, but at the same time, certain areas require a focus to be made. For instance, her turnover per game reveals that she has some work to put in. With the other problems that Reeve has on her mind about involving a player whom she never met, it is not only respect and integrity at work in the decision-making process, but also Clark's realistic evaluation of her current strengths and the team's requirements. Some fans may not be happy with her decision, nevertheless, it is important to consider things from her point of view as well. Hoping to clinch another gold, Team USA went on training nonetheless and is now ready for the Olympics. On the other hand, Caitlin Clark will certainly boost her potential and playing pattern and may have a future chance to play for her country on the national level. But for now, the decision she has made remains her way of acknowledging the game, its core players, and her respect for them. What's your reaction to Caitlin Clark's decision? Do you think the current Team USA women's lineup could take the gold? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.